Hello and welcome to Firearm Freedom. This is going to be an update video on my Thompson M1 SBR. And before we get this video started, I have no sponsors to the channel currently. So if you would like to help me out, just simply hit the subscribe button and then also comment down below. Those comments really don't do a lot anymore other than just give me some motivation to keep doing these videos. Also, as a side, I'm almost to 1,000 subs there on the B channel FF Lifestyle. Okay, maybe not almost to 1,000. I'm at like 460 right now, but it's slowly moving. I have so much different content on there, from action, adventure, sports to vlogging, random reviews of vehicles and other products, just basically everything in my life that I'm into that's not necessarily gun related. So if you want to diversify your subscription feed and just help support me in a different way, check out FF Lifestyle. The card is going to be up in the right hand corner of your screen now. Obviously, I do not have my M1 SBR from Auto Ordnance here in the video with me. This is actually the third time that I have filmed this video. I semi-recently did a video on the Auto Ordnance M1 Thompson SBR that actually did rather well on my channel, so a lot of you guys saw that video. I was saying things in that video like I am shocked that it is performing as well as it is, and many other things aside of that. You can't even make this stuff up. Immediately, first magazine out on the follow-up range day on the path to get that gun to 1,000 rounds, it started burping out rounds pretty consistently. I'm talking strings of maybe just 2, maybe 3. It was unbelievably unsafe. I was not even able to slow it down enough in post to see both rounds fire. It had looked like one shot had gone off, but 2 casings came out of the ejection port. I then also started to have some failures to feed, failures to eject, all around just not a good day. I'm not going to post, of course, videos of it burping out rounds because of YouTube. You guys will just have to believe me there. I took out the firing pin on the gun and noticed that it was very ground down. And I'm like, okay, so that is definitely not catching. If you're unfamiliar with the Thompson, the semi-automatic Thompson, the only thing stopping the gun from firing, for the most part, is that firing pin onto the sear block, and then when you finally pull the trigger, the sear block releases and the firing pin goes forward. It's actually kind of like a striker-fired gun. So if that firing pin is improperly setting in that position, it could let go and cause some catastrophic issues. I saw some wear on the actual disconnector itself as well, and a little bit of wear on the sear block. So I decided to forego reaching out to Auto Ordnance and purchase the parts directly. Purchase the new firing pin, a new sear block, and a new disconnector. The firing pins on those Thompsons are actually hand fit parts. So on their website, it says underneath, which Auto Ordnance, I know they're probably going to be watching this video. You got to change that. So it says right now, professional gunsmith install required, or something along those lines. I saw that and quite frankly just didn't even think twice about it, because you could go to a Geisley trigger and it's going to say professional gunsmith install required. Like, it's going to say that under every single part that's out there that is usually a drop-in part. So it's very easy to see that, see the old firing pin and assume, oh my God, this thing is so bad, and just drop in the new firing pin and be good to go. Well, this is where your major issue is going to come in. If you just drop that firing pin in, as I did, I got nothing. Mushy trigger, no release of the firing pin, just absolutely nothing. If you don't fit the firing pin, when you pull the trigger, the sear block will not release that firing pin. So it's just going to be stuck. This causes a much larger, more frustrating issue. You cannot take the gun apart because the only way to separate the upper from the lower is to drop that sear block and let the firing pin go forward. If you can't do that, there is no way to remove the upper and the lower. And oh my God, it is frustrating. And the only way you can do this, I found out by trial and error, but I learned from hearing directly from Auto Ordnance later, you can remove the safety selector on the gun, get like a small eyeglass flathead or a punch or something like that up behind on the left-hand side, not the right-hand side, on the left-hand side of the gun, where the mag release is, up in there and depress the sear. And it's not like an easy, oh, click, it's done. You got to like kind of, do this number. For me, it took a very long time. And then finally, click, I heard it. It ripped apart, and I was able to see that the fire control unit, everything I replaced was functioning as it should. I put it back together. Oh, same thing happened again. Because at the moment, I didn't realize the firing pin had to be that fitted. Again, you're seeing pictures this whole time, and I hope this will actually help some folks if they're having this issue or need to replace a firing pin. And what looks like wear is actually how far down the firing pin needs to be fitted in order to get it to work. That firing pin was just ever so slightly too far ground down that upon 400, 500 rounds, this is something they probably wouldn't have caught at the factory because it could function flawlessly for 100 to 200 rounds or whatever, easily for the test fire. And then upon a little bit more wear, all of a sudden the gun's going to start burping out rounds. This is not good at all. Auto Ordnance actually reached out to me after seeing the video. They actually really changed my mind a little bit with how pissed I was at the moment. Right now, the company is trying very, very hard to fix the overall opinion of their firearms on the market, and they're very aware of the, at this point, years and years and years of negative feedback they've been getting specifically on the Thompsons, and are trying to remediate that, figure out ways to do that. And something that stood out to me, quite frankly, that I thought, I was like, okay, I really appreciate that, is I was told, you trusted us, you believed in us with the product, even though you said you thought you probably shouldn't, and we failed you, and we want to make it right. I thought that was a really cool and actual heartfelt thing to kind of say and fix it for you. We just want to fix it, and that's it. And fix it exactly. Again, I was told this is exactly what we would try to do for anyone else out there. So this is something that they're attempting to do. I was even told they nuked most of their customer service team recently, like total overhaul to try to make a better name on this gun. I know many of you are going to sit there and rightfully assume, okay, so this dude was paid and now he's like saying it's not quite as bad as it was. No money was exchanged whatsoever. I asked them to fix the gun. They're getting the gun right now. I'm waiting for an RMA to send the gun back, but the gun is at the FFL waiting to be shipped out. I was kind of shocked that they file to fit firing pins. That to me is a recipe for disaster. Put underneath the description, this is just all, again, my recommendation to Auto Ordnance. Show a photo of the firing pin fitment of like a rough estimate, like, hey, take off a few thousandths till you get to around here, test to fit each one. This is a very hard to fit part. Put something extremely descriptive underneath there, because I have heard of firing pins breaking pretty consistently on these occasionally, so I'm sure that's a part that many people are going to purchase. Or just don't sell the firing pin. If that's, if you're unwilling to change the description, I would just not even sell the firing pin, because I can't even tell you how frustrating it is to just assume it's a drop-in part, even though it says gunsmith fit required. Pop it in. Oh, it works. Bolt cycles, like, oh, cool, awesome. Go to dry fire it, and it won't dry fire, or it won't fire at the range, and you can't take the gun apart. That's a crucial step, number one. Number two, there has to be a way. There has to be a way to manufacture a drop-in firing pin for those, maybe of a different metal or a different type. To me, that would immediately solve any burping out issues, which are an unbelievable safety hazard. Like, that should not happen, because what could possibly happen from that is just a straight up rack the bolt and it fires, and you got a runaway gun that could kill somebody. So, like, how that has not been redesigned in modern times, I mean, I would highly recommend redesigning that firing pin, or just some sort of a way to make it a drop-in part. If I take what they said, take the burping out rounds out of the picture, act like that didn't happen, the gun was reliable, surprisingly. Yeah. As far as failures to feed, failures to eject, the failures to feed and eject that I was having were, again, on one of the GI magazines, a second GI magazine that started to have issues. It's very difficult for me to equate any failures to feed with those magazines to the gun and not the magazine. And the immediate reliability out of box told me that maybe they are trying to fix it. Maybe they actually are trying to give a product that is not a wall hanger. Should it be close to 3K? No, I'm sorry. It's not a 3K gun, in my opinion. 2K, okay, I could start seeing, I mean, again, there's a lot of machining in there. The wood looks really good. Fit and finish wise on the outside, not so much the inside, but the outside is good. It looks the part. So 2K, I could see. I want to finally be a modern video talking about this gun, because there are really not many out there. So this will begin our kind of saga and catalog on the Auto Ordnance Thompson, in everything that I have learned, everything that I've picked up, and I want to be at least somewhat of an information channel for these guns, because quite frankly, there is just not a lot of information out there at all. That's going to wrap this video up. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys have found some type of information from it, and stay tuned for more great content coming soon.